Hey guys, welcome back to EAK TV. I'm delighted to have Adam Todd with us, the founder and CEO of Digitex Futures. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Cool. So, what brings you to Paris? Obviously, the Paris Blockchain Summit, but what are you hoping to achieve from this event?
Well, it just looked like, thanks. It's a good opportunity to come talk about the upcoming launch we've got. You know, we're launching the Futures Exchange at the end of this month, so a lot of movers and shakers here. Just been on a panel about, brokers and exchanges. Got an interview later with the bad crypto crowd, those guys. So yeah, just a bunch of stuff, bunch of interviews like this, just getting the word out really, just building up the excitement for our upcoming launch.
Yeah, cool. I mean, as far as I know, there's already a great amount of excitement for your launch, so you're really building on that. I mean, I think from my own research, you guys had, was it over 1 million people on your wait list?
I believe it's 1.4 million.
1.4.
Yes.
Okay, this tally keeps going up. I don't know where you're getting these people from, but no, that's great. Obviously, there's huge hype. I understand you've got a huge community on your Telegram, so congratulations with that. Obviously, Lydia's done a good job.
Yeah, shout out to Lydia.
Right? But yeah, so obviously for those viewers that don't know about Digitex, could you just give us a quick overview of what you guys are doing, what you guys are trying to achieve?
Sure. Well, Digitex is a zero-fee futures exchange, so commission-free trading. At the end of the year, we're also going to be non-custodial too, so you're going to be able to trade, no transaction fees at all, and you're not going to have to trust the exchange with your money. So, two big things there. The advantage of we can do the commission-free trading by using our own native cryptocurrency. So the native currency of the exchange is the Digitex token. That's our exchange token. Use of that exchange token is compulsory on the platform. So the only currency that you can deposit and withdraw into the futures exchange is the Digitex token. All your profits and losses are denominated in the Digitex token. So you'll be trading on the price of Bitcoin against the dollar or gold or oil or whatever, but your profits and losses are in Digitex tokens. And the reason we do that is that creates demand for the token from traders who want to participate in, highly liquid commission-free markets. So, and that demand allows us to mint a small number of new tokens each year to cover the costs. Because obviously the costs have to come from somewhere. It's not pie in the sky, happy clappy. It costs money to run an exchange. The marketing, development. It costs millions a year. So you've really got to get that money from somewhere. So it's like that cost comes from the minting of the tokens, which of course is going to devalue the current tokens slightly. It's kind of an inflationary model instead of transaction fee model. But the reward from doing that is that the short-term traders that usually get penalized on transaction fee charging exchanges, they're now free to really pursue, high volume, highly active trading strategies that just aren't viable on other exchanges. And that creates huge liquidity, and, liquidity begets liquidity. That's going to attract more and more traders. That's going to attract the longer-term traders that maybe aren't even interested that much in commission-free, but, because the markets are now so liquid, without us having to pay institutional market makers, by the way, they're liquid naturally, that's going to attract people that, are attracted to those liquid markets, because the other great cost of trading is it's not just commissions, it's, slippage. So if we can create commission-free, highly liquid markets, the fact that the bigger traders can come in and the longer-term traders can come in and trade without slippage, that's another huge cost saving for them there. So that's in a nutshell how it is. That's how we do the commission-free trading, and the huge advantage of that is the highly liquid markets we're going to get, and that demand from a large number of traders coming in that are attracted to those markets is going to offset that small inflationary cost of minting a few new tokens each year. And the minting process is also controlled by a voting system that's controlled by the Digitex token owners. It's not by us. So if we say we need to mint 3 million new tokens this year, we've got a supply of 1 billion tokens. 3 million new tokens would be a 0.3% inflation rate. People can live with that, but it's the token owners that vote on that, yes or no.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that. So obviously, as an exchange, security is probably one of the number one possibly thing that you need to watch out for, which I guess some of that minting tokens will pay for, to secure the your exchange. So how are you prioritizing security at Digitex? How can I be confident? Because I know you mentioned that it's going to turn non-custodial at the end of the year. So maybe for the beginning of the year, if I'm going to put my tokens and my money on your exchange, how are you going to make sure that those are secure?
The non-custodial aspect, when that comes in, we're not even going to have your money. You know, when that comes in, you're going to send your tokens to a smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain, and that smart contract communicates with our exchange, telling our exchange how much money you're good for. We don't actually hold your money or your private keys at any time. You know, we're just getting that. That's when we go non-custodial. Prior to that, we're just following the best practices that we can do. Really, you know, we've got Smart Deck, which is just the ultimate, you know, auditing and security firm in the Ethereum world. Right. They were actually here in Paris last month. They won the Ethereum hackathon right here. You know, of all the companies and people that entered that, they won it. They're just top-notch Ethereum developers, right. And they're the guys that are handling all of our security and all of our account systems. So, you know, I can't say exactly what they're doing. I just know that they're doing the best. You know, they're the guys in charge of it. We've got the best people in the business running our security, put it that way.
Right. Okay, cool. So I understand that I believe Digitex might be the first or one of the first projects that might be implementing Plasma. So I thought that was really interesting. Hopefully Ethereum is supporting you with that. So the first question is, how are Ethereum supporting you guys into integrating that? And secondly, does that leave a dependency, you know, if Plasma, obviously, you know, Ethereum have got quite a track record of maybe slowing their updates. So, like, I guess that was the only concern, actually, when I did my research into Digitex in the past, that maybe that dependency could be an issue. But other than that, you know, everything looked pretty rosy. So what would your opinion be of that?
Well, I mean, they are supporting us. You know, we're using that company Matter Inc. They're the ones they're one of the core developers. They're on the core development team of Plasma. Right. They approached us wanting to, you know, use this as one of the, you know, the first actual use cases for Plasma, because exchanges are the perfect use case for Plasma. It's like the ideal use case. You know, we can be doing, you know, 25,000 transactions a second, and yet it's still you know, because it's still going on chain. It's going on the side chain and then going onto the main chain in batches. But this side chain can be going 25,000 a second, which is fast enough to put in the middle of a real-time futures flow. So the fact that they approached us and, you know, they want to do it, I just got to trust them, right? You know, I just got to trust that they're going to do it right. Maybe there's going to be delays. I don't know. I hope there isn't going to be delays. They seem to be doing a good job of it right now. But yes, we are going to be very firmly married to Ethereum and to Plasma. So, you know, I think that's a good thing, though. I think, yes, it could bring in delays if they have delays, but you know, that's just something I've got to live with. I think it's worth it to be working with a team of that quality and that standard. I think it's well worth it.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. Obviously, Ethereum have probably the biggest network of developers, so it's not going to be bad to be aligning with those guys. So obviously, you know, looking at the news cycle, like yesterday, Binance decided to delist Bitcoin Cash SV. What's your opinion on that delisting, and will Digitex be, you know, listing Bitcoin Cash SV?
Well, I don't even follow that shit anymore. That whole Bitcoin Cash thing is just ridiculous. Those guys are just idiots. This is a good reason why I like Ethereum. Yeah. You know, Bitcoin is like a dysfunctional family compared to Ethereum. You know, Ethereum just gets on with it. All the smart people seem to be in Ethereum. You know, the leadership's good. They just seem to have it right. Yeah. The Bitcoin crowd, you know, they're so similar. You know, Bitcoin, everything's so similar, and yet they all hate each other. You know, it's not like they mildly dislike each other. They hate each other. It's ridiculous. So I just stopped following it, to be honest. I mean, good. Yeah, he delisted them. Good. He's probably just pissed off with it to himself. He's just probably saying this is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't really follow it, to be honest. We don't. We're a futures exchange. I don't know if we're going to do a Bitcoin Cash futures contract. I mean, we could see what kind of interest there is in it. We don't have any plans for it right now.
Cool. Okay. So what have you been working on in the last month? So obviously I know you've been promoting your token sale, so I'm interested to hear how that's going. And then also, I mean, do you have any partnership announcements or any kind of strategic alliances that you've been working on recently? The Digitex Treasury, that was a big hit. So basically what we did there was, because, you know, every project always has a big treasury of tokens, and yet there's this kind of negative connotation about, you know, selling tokens on the market, you know, dumping tokens, you know, the team's dumping tokens. And that's understandable, because, you know, you can't put a lot of tokens onto what is basically an illiquid market. So we created the concept of the Digitex, of the treasury, where we took 100 million tokens. We created 1 billion tokens at the ICO in January 18. We held back 100 million tokens for the treasury of the
of the exchange. And what we've done is we've locked those into a smart contract, and now they get released at a rate of 10%. 10 million tokens get released every 3 months. We started that in March 1st of this year. So every 3 months, 10 million tokens get released. So it takes 2.5 years for those tokens, for those 100 million tokens to get unlocked. So basically what we did is we told the market we're going to sell this large amount of tokens, but we locked them away out of circulation, and now the market knows when those tokens get released and how they get sold. When they get released from that smart contract, the Treasury smart contract, they get put into a token sale smart contract that sells to the public at slightly higher than the exchange rate is, so that people that currently own Digitex tokens, they're not being undercut. They can sell on the exchanges. People that just want to buy normally on the exchanges, they should go to the exchanges and buy, because it's always slightly cheaper. Our Treasury is attractive to people that they don't want to deal with an exchange. They don't want to deal with getting their money out of an exchange. Maybe they just want to deal directly with us, and they're willing to pay a small premium on that. We released that Treasury. We did that Treasury idea, and our token, when it tripled since we started the Treasury idea. So the market is okay with you selling tokens as long as you're transparent and clear and honest about it, and as long as they know how you're doing it and when you're doing it and why you're doing it. People are okay with that. Yeah. So it was hugely successful. The Digitex Treasury was a huge success in that it allows us to access the money we have in our tokens, but without undercutting anyone and without anyone ever having to worry we're just going to dump on the market at any sudden time. Or we don't have to do any deals with any whales. We don't have to do backroom deals with whales. Like just desperately trying to find money, and some whale comes along offering you half price for 10 million tokens. No, we're not interested. We're not doing that. We have a no whale policy. We don't want any large token holders. So we've actually got a 1 million token maximum limit on the Treasury. You can't buy more than 1 million tokens. Yeah. Okay. So it's like no whales interested. Partnerships. We recently partnered with Spotware, who's building our exchange now. So that's exciting. The guys that make C-Trader. So we're pretty confident of a very solid product coming out. Obviously, we've got those Plasma guys developing there. Smart Deck. Like I said earlier, they're just the best company in Ethereum. Basically, they're an auditing and security company focused on Ethereum. They do all of our blockchain related stuff. So yeah, we got a few good people coming along with us.
Cool. Okay. So I guess my next question would be, what happens when the money runs out, per se? Like after, is it 2.5 years? You said the Treasury happens. Yeah,
so June 2021.
So how do you then fund Digitex after that?
After that, that's when the token minting process is due to start. So if that money is being spent up until that point, then June 2021, we're going to start putting votes to the community of how many tokens we now need to mint to cover costs. So we might say, we need to mint 10 million tokens this year to cover our costs. We put that to a vote. The community says either yes or no, and then those 10 million get minted, put into, the Treasury smart contract and released, at a rate probably every 3 months. The every 3 months release seems to be working, so we'd probably just stick with that. The Treasury as it is now would just, instead of having a stash of tokens which is going to diminish, that's going to get topped up by the minting process, and it's just going to keep releasing them at the same rate and selling them in the same fashion. Because by then people will be used to that ongoing token sale system, that mechanism. Yeah. It's transparent, it's clear, so we would just top that up with the token minting system.
Okay. And is there any specific markets or any places in the world that won't be allowed to use Digitex for any reason, or is it global?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got to close ourselves to America, obviously, which is upsetting. The biggest market in the world. One day, hopefully, if they're ridiculous 100-year-old security laws, hopefully they sort it out. But just the usual places, Iran and Syria and stuff like that. But the main one is America that we can't open to, unfortunately. But fingers crossed that fixes itself.
Okay. So moving away a little bit from Digitex, just on the space in general. Obviously, you're a trader from way back. Not way back, but a few years back. So we'll talk about the market. I mean, obviously we saw a big move like a couple of weeks ago. How do you see that? Are we actually out? Do you feel like we're out the bear market now, or do you feel like we've still got some way to go? And where do you see, the price going in the next 12 months?
I mean, you can't really listen to me because I always say we're out of the bear market. I'm just a hopeless optimist. So, but I really actually do believe we are out of it. You know, but I was confused about how it was so savage. You know, I just didn't understand why it went down so much. So I believe it's well oversold. I believe it's been well oversold for a while now. Why it went down that much, that violently, I don't know. Maybe because just too many people got in and it was just, buy Bitcoins and you just make money. It's so easy. You know, I understand that kind of mentality has to be punished, but I was surprised by the brutality of the punishment. You know, it was severe, right? I mean, anybody that got involved in crypto, they just lost everything. You know, so yeah, I believe we're out of it because I believe it went way too far down. You know, the crypto's such... I mean, it's so great. You know, you can't put that kind of technology back in the bottle. It really is going to change the world. You know, like the internet did. You know, it really is. So yeah, I was surprised it went down so much. So I think for sure we're out of it, and I think we're gonna go up and up and up from here.
Yeah. Okay. And what other projects do you actually like right now? Like, or even other exchanges that maybe you admire. You know, obviously they don't fit necessarily your model, but ones that maybe are decentralized, or any other models that you think are doing a good job.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, it probably sounds strange for me to say this, but I actually admire BitMEX because they're just such a money printing machine. You know, they just. I mean, hats off to the guy. And I really want to take them down, really. That's what I want to do. I mean, I admire them just for what a grip they've got on the market. You know, for them to make the amount of money that they make from such a relatively small number of crypto futures traders, let's be honest. There can't be that many out there. And for them to be valued at $3.6 billion, I mean... yeah, hats off to them. I mean, that's a great achievement. So I admire them in that respect, but that's probably not for the right reasons. You know, it's just because they're just milking their customers so efficiently. I just feel like there's so much interest and so much need for something like Digitex to come along as an alternative to that, because that is just a milking machine. Time's up. I just think time's up on that one.
And did you always? I mean, we all come in as enthusiasts, right? And then, I start the PR agency, you start Digitex. Did you always believe that you were going to actually create a business in this space, or did that just come to you one day, or did you have a delegation of people? How did that come about?
I think, I always had it in the back of my mind because I was a pit trader. I started pit trading when I was 19, futures trading. So very short-term trading, very frenetic, highly active. So commissions always just destroyed everything. Commissions were a huge problem for me all the time. They would turn, small winning thing into a big loss. It was a major problem. So I always had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to build some kind of exchange where you could trade with no commissions. But it was always just an idle thought. I didn't really know how you would do it. And then when I discovered cryptocurrency, and more specifically when I discovered Ethereum and the ability to create your own token, that's when it kind of clicked that, if we created our own token and made that the native currency of the exchange, we could cover costs by minting instead of transaction fees, and that's how it all came together. So I kind of had the idea of the commission-free futures thing before, the crypto came along. When I discovered crypto, that really fit into an idea that I already had, and that's how it kind of came about.
Nice, okay. So yeah, how big is the Digitex team? And I guess if you're going to have this many users on I say day one, but I think you've got a beta kind of thing. But I guess the customer service support is going to be quite a tough ask. So how are you planning to tackle that?
Yeah, we got to get that right? We got I think there's 13 of us right now in total, but that's not nearly enough. Right, well, let's say it's 14 then, because it probably is. I don't know. We got a few more people on our Telegram group a few weeks ago, so we're probably more like 15 or something now. But yeah, the support is going to be crucial. We really want to get the support right. We're just going to build it as fast but as sanely as possible. The support guys we've got are the guys that have been on Telegram for the last year, so they're battle hardened. They really understand the product. They love the product. They're loaded up with Digitex. So the support team, there's probably like 4 of them. No, there's 5 of them that are going to be doing support. It's not a great deal. It's not a huge number right now. But we are going to build that up as fast as we can as things build up. But on day one, we're not going to be opening doors to the whole world on day one. We're going to let in. We're going to do it sensibly. We're not in a rush to fuck this up. We're going to let in 100. We're going to let in 500 more. We're going to let in, and we're just going to see what happens. And we're going to make sure we're on it, and things aren't just wheels don't start flying off and things like that. Right, yeah, we're going to do it as sanely as we can. So, yeah, we know we've got to build up. We've got to build up fast once we open. And that 1.4 million waiting list, that isn't 1.4 million they're actually going to sign up. Whenever you've got an email list, you send it out, you get 10% open rate. Of those, you get 10% click on the link. Of those, 10% take action. So we got a huge number to start with. If we end up with 5% of that number, I'll be over the moon. If we end up with 60,000 traders on our exchange in the first few months, I mean, that's just huge, And then we kick in our referral mechanisms, refer a friend mechanisms that we're going to go crazy with. We're going to reward people with Digitex tokens for getting more people on the platform. All the same stuff we did with the ICO, the same stuff we did with building the wait list. We've got all these, kind of guerrilla viral marketing techniques down. We're really good at that now, like really good. Because, every business at the end of the day is a marketing business. It's great having a good idea and a great concept, but if nobody knows about it, it's no use. But we've got that whole marketing side down. So I'm looking forward to getting things going. But yeah, we do need to build up the team as fast as we can, for sure.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I mean, those that are, for your huge community that you have, like, you got any final words, any message for them, for your upcoming release?
Well, just that we're on track. April 30th is coming. We're on track for that first release. Token's doing well. We ICO'd at a cent. We're now 12 cents. So, and that's in like the worst bear market in crypto history. So just thanks for sticking with us. I would say, it's been a ride. It didn't go from 1 to 12 in a straight line. It's been a violent lurching process. So yeah, thanks for sticking with us, I would say. But just stick with it. We've only just started. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm gonna dump the tokens when they launch." I mean, that's just totally skew-if thinking. That's the start. That isn't the end. It just feels like the end because it's just been such a long process of development. But that's just the way it is. We did it the wrong way, we did it a different way around. We told people the idea, raised the money, and then developed the product with it. Usually people develop a product, then go find a market for it. We found the market while we're building the product. So it seems like it's been a long-winded process. It really hasn't. It's taken us just over a year to develop, a solid product and build a huge community that's eagerly and angrily awaiting that product. So it's all good, Stick with it. The launch is coming. It's only going to go, it's only going to get better from here. That's what I would say.
All right. Well, it sounds really positive, Adam. I'm going to be, watching it very closely. So best of luck with the launch. And thanks for joining us on the show. So, guys, that's EOK TV. That's Adam Todd, Digitex Futures. Make sure you subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.